Wanted to use this Olympic period to talk a little bit about performance and specifically about this work-life balance thing. And we look up to Olympians as stellar performers, and indeed they are, as they face incredible challenges with their bodies, with their minds, as they learn new skills, develop these very, very challenging skills so they can compete at a very high level. It's amazing what they accomplish, and we all look up to and admire that. But in a similar vein, we're doing that in our own way, in our own lives. And usually when we start talking about performance and peak performance, we get this vibe of someone who's frantically, never-endingly just pumping away and cranking and grinding. And that is a bad way to look at things. Even the most successful and performance-minded people have to acknowledge that they are a finite resource. And so when you look at these Olympians, everything is included. And when we think about balance, we may not necessarily, that might not be a word that comes to mind when we think of an Olympian, but they're going to have to get rest. They're going to have to get time away. They're going to have to get sleep. And they may very well be screwed over and lose their position in what they're doing if they don't keep those other things in mind. And an interesting example of this, I went through a tax season one year that was extremely challenging. And in the December before the next tax season, I realized I wanted to do things differently. I did not want to feel like I was so tapped out all the time. And I ended up actually playing a video game. It was Diablo 3, and I don't play video games often at all. But I was playing this video game with some friends over the like winter break, and I just realized it was such a significant departure from my normal analytical work that I was doing. And I decided that I was going to use this as an avenue to unplug. Tim Ferriss, another person that I really admire a lot, said once that before bed, don't read nonfiction. So read fiction, like step out of your life in a way, like with your mental and emotional experience. Step away from all the analytical stuff you're doing, analyzing, working for peak performance. Just sort of wipe the brain and do something different. So I made this deal with myself that at the end of the day, I would play Diablo 3 for 20 minutes. And I'll tell you what, that changed the whole tax season. I set a timer and just allowed myself to sort of get pulled in by the game. And of course, the video games are very, very good at that. But I got pulled in and just forgot about the way the day was. And then I went right to sleep and started the next day again. And I had some very, very long days for a long stretch of like 3 or 4 months. But somehow that just helped me check out. It helped my brain relax, kind of step away from it. It helped me avoid all the rumination that typically comes with your thoughts as you sleep and after you've had a crazy, crazy day. So that's one example of a balance I achieved, and it wasn't related to a similar quantity of time. I think this is the big issue people see with work-life balance. They think it should be 8 hours on, 8 hours off, and like it's very strict like that. No, it's just a matter of finding some sort of thing that gives you an equilibrium. Thinking of like an engine, very high pressure, very high heat, and yet the whole thing is balanced so it doesn't blow itself up. So think of these Olympians and how highly they achieve things and how their skills are so incredibly refined. And think about how even they, at their level of skill, must do some things. They must rest. They must take time off. They must step away so they have a fresh perspective. And all of us owe ourselves to find some level of balance, to get a perspective back, to renew ourselves, to be able to reapproach the work in a way that's productive and hopefully peak performance. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you find your own way and your own path through this. And good luck. Thanks again for watching.